Hey, what's happening, guys? This is Chris from hairlossfromsteroids.com, and I wanted to do a quick review of this formula right here. It is the Lipogaine or Lipogaine, not sure how to pronounce it exactly, Minoxidil formula. And it contains 5% Minoxidil and also 5% azelaic acid. So let me give you a little background on me. You can check out like my whole experience over the past like decade, a little over a decade on my site, Hair Loss from Steroids. But if you're just looking for info on the Lipogaine, let me give you the info on this. First off, this product is really good, and it's the best thing going right now. And a little history real quick. Last year, from about summer to December, I was recommending a product called Perfect Image. It was by Perfect Image, 15% minoxidil and 5% azelaic acid. So it had both those ingredients in it, 15% minoxidil, 5% azelaic acid. And now this formula was wonderful, and so many people have written in saying they had really good results from it, and it was really tremendous. Unfortunately, toward the end of December, the FDA put pressure on Perfect Image to discontinue their formula. The main reason for that, I guess, it was selling the 15% minoxidil, which is not FDA approved for this cause. And there's other kind of political implications that led to it. So the formula got discontinued. And in the past, I guess, 3.5 months after that formula got discontinued, I had just been buying 5% minoxidil, like a generic Kirkland Costco formula, and buying the azelaic acid separately. And the azelaic acid was in the form of a cream. And you can still get that on Amazon today. It works really well. And basically, azelaic acid is clinically proven to inhibit DHT. I'm going to list the study below. And there's a few studies, actually. And basically, I'd apply it to the hairline, and sort of some areas appear, not as much. Give it about 2 or 3 minutes, let it dry, and then apply the minoxidil. So basically, I was doing the same formula again, but with the 2 separate ingredients. And azelaic acid, when topically applied, will inhibit DHT. Azelaic acid is actually sold as an acne medication, which helps acne because DHT, the main culprit of hair loss, is also one of the very biggest catalysts for acne as well. So those 2 were working really well for about 3.5 months. I have some of the results on my site, and that was my recommendation. Now, all of a sudden, this formula, the Lipogaine, came along, and it has 5% minoxidil and 5% azelaic acid, basically the same thing that I was applying. And I've used it for the past 3 weeks, and it's been great. I've noticed no difference whatsoever from the switch over to the 2 ingredients separately to this, and it's been really good. And losing a lot less hair in the shower. Hair's growing faster than ever, and I was really pleased by that because it works, but buying the 2 ingredients separately, they work, but it's kind of an inconvenience, especially because the minoxidil, the generic formulas, are very, very oily, and they take a while to dry. And that's one thing I really like about this guy. You apply it, and basically within about 4 or 5 minutes, it's dry. And it's not oily either. So you can apply it and, just go about your day, style your hair as you want. And yeah, I think it really works really well. So this is my current recommendation, the Lipogaine formula. You can get it on Amazon.com. The link's below to the cheapest one. And yeah, it's been really working well. And again, like I said, the 2 ingredients, 2 main ingredients, there's some other goodies in it too. Minoxidil, clinically proven to regrow hair, and in some cases limit hair loss. There's a study that I'm posting below by the International Alliance of Hair Restoration Surgeons that did a 1-year observational study, I think on 50 or 100 guys. I think it was about 100 guys. And they noticed when the guys started out, they would lose 69.7 hairs while showering, and at the end of the year, that number was drastically reduced by more than half to 33.8. So basically, losing about 70 hairs in the shower, and now losing about 30. So that's pretty drastic if you think about it. And that was I was never a huge believer in minoxidil. I thought it was, almost not worth getting. But now that I've been using it on a consistent basis for the past pretty much 2 years now, I've really noticed I lose a lot less hair in the shower. And that's mainly like in my personal experience where I lose hair. I don't lose it like on the pillow or at night or just during the day. I don't really do that. But in the shower, certainly a lot comes out. And since I've been using this one in particular, it's next to we're talking like maybe 10 or 15 hairs. If I haven't showered in 2 days, it might be like 20 or 30. But that's about normal, like right in that range. So it also gives the hair a chance to grow back and all that kind of stuff. So I haven't had much loss in like a long while, pretty much, just using these two ingredients. And again, on azelaic acid, acne medication. Now it's in this topical formula again, thankfully, and it topically inhibits DHT. Both types, actually, which is significant. So, like I said, there's a few other goodies in this formula right here, and let me read them off to you. That'll like, you know, likely will help you preserve your hair. Retinol, saw palmetto extract. Now, I'm not a huge believer on saw palmetto because a lot of people have tried to take it as like, an alternative to Propecia finasteride, since there are clinical studies saying it does reduce DHT. In my experience with saw palmetto, at least orally, it didn't really do anything. So that's why I don't recommend the saw palmetto formulas. But this has got it in it, and applied topically, maybe there's more success with it. Saw palmetto, clinically proven to remove DHT that attacks your prostate. Now, there's a couple types of DHT, and I'm thinking the one that attacks hair follicles is a little bit different than the one that attacks your prostate. I can't confirm that. I'm just going by my experience, but certainly couldn't hurt. And then we have gamma-linolenic acid, which is GLA, and that certainly helps inflammation, which is a lesser talked about cause of hair loss. Alpha-linolenic acid, which is very close structurally to ALA, alpha-lipoic acid, which is also an anti-inflammatory. So I gotta say, with this formula, I was using a generic one before that was cheaper from Kirkland. There's a lot less redness to my scalp, and I've never really had a big deal with it. But inflammation, I mean, DHT in itself is very inflammatory, and it certainly doesn't help your hair thinning situation if you're like that, and sometimes dries out your scalp. But this is definitely not done so. It's the best formula I've seen really in years since the Perfect Image formula, and it works as good as that one. I actually like it better because it dries a little quicker. And then it's got some B vitamins in there, biotin, niacin, vitamin B6, vitamin B12, and those are B vitamins, water soluble. You can't really get enough of them, and might certainly help how fast your hair grows. My hair has been growing crazy fast ever since I started using minoxidil and azelaic acid, so I can't really say it's more or less, but it certainly hasn't lost the rate at which it grows. So this topical formula, best one out there right now. Certainly recommend it to you. I've been telling guys to buy the two separately since they were not available in a single formula, but now you can, at least for the time being, hopefully the FDA doesn't take this one away, but yeah, you can get it all in one. It's very, very convenient. My actual routine today is to apply this in the morning, the Lipogaine in the morning, and at night use the azelaic acid cream that I have, since I have a bunch of it, and the generic minoxidil. And it's a little more messy, but at night, I just go to sleep on it, and that's all good. So for the ultimate stack, Lipogaine and a ketoconazole shampoo, another ingredient that's been clinically proven to inhibit DHT. And my recommendation on that is Region Pure. It's wonderful, and this shampoo alone, even if you just get the shampoo, has been helping out guys like a lot. I seem to need all of them too. And I also take finasteride. I know there's very much mixed opinions out there. I've been taking that for a long while, and I haven't gotten side effects off of it. And you might want to look into that too. That, if it works with no side effects, is probably, like the American Hair Loss Association says, the best defense against hair loss. So, Lipogaine formula, Region Pure shampoo, and you want to go the extra mile and get the finasteride, you can look into it. Do your homework on it. Like I say, I recommend it to everybody, but there are some side effects from lowering your DHT, especially if you're prone to like estrogenic side effects like bitch tits, gyno, and these are very much genetic things. I've never had problems with gyno or anything like that. I used steroids a long time ago and never had issues from estrogen. But lowering your DHT can lower your sex drive, quality of your erections, etc., etc. But not to scare you out like that. You can certainly take finasteride for a month or two. Be very vigilant of these side effects. Don't like trick yourself into thinking you're getting them. And if it's a problem, hop off the finasteride. And, it's just like any kind of aromatase inhibitor, even though it targets DHT and not estrogen. And the people that have had permanent side effects from finasteride, often they were using it for months and years on end while also seeing the short-term side effects. So, if you get those, drop off of it. But if you've been using it successfully for years like myself, you're not going to wake up one day with like tits or your dick falls off or something like that. So I don't know. It's been good for me, but anything hormonally affects people in different ways. And that's my take on finasteride. So recommend this formula, the Lipogaine. You can check it out. It's pretty well reviewed on Amazon, and that's all I got to say about that. It's real good. It's real good. I'm happy. I'm happy there's a formula out there now that has both of these things in it because they work, and they work better than anything I've used.